Forget all those PlayStations. Forget all those Xboxes. Forget all the N64s. One thing I really wanted from gaming, I wanted the full console experience, but handheld. You know how people can't live without phones? Well, for me, I can't live without video games. I just need it. It's part of my life, and I think it will stick with me forever. Back then, we were kind of worried about making it portable, to bring it anywhere and game anywhere that we want. My interest for portable gaming started when I first got the Game Boy Advance SP. Game Boy! This was beautiful. I loved it. The color, everything was so amazing about this. And what made the Game Boy Advance SP so cool is I can bring it anywhere. But it was pretty limited, didn't have that much buttons. So the next logical upgrade was the PSP 2000. PSP! And no, it's not that acronym that every child uses when they were younger. PlayStation Portable. I kinda lost the back cover, so don't mind that. But gaming on this was so cool. I would take this literally anywhere, to the toilet, to school, Filipino parties, like you name it, I brought it there. It's just such an amazing piece of technology at the time, and I feel like gaming was going towards the right direction. And then PlayStation dropped something we call the PlayStation Vita. The PlayStation Vita was the best thing I've ever seen in my life, but unfortunately I was 13 at the time and I did not have a job, so I kind of missed this train. When I finally got a job, they discontinued them, and everywhere I went to, they were sold out. And I'm not paying $500 for this piece of tech. No offense. Not to say that this device was trash or anything, but since PlayStation shut down the servers here and there's no way to get any more games on this other than the second-hand market, I was not going to drop that much money for this. Then came along the Switch. The Switch was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The Switch was the closest thing to a portable console that I've wanted. But the thing is, Nintendo games aren't really known for their very graphical and high fidelity gaming. They're more for fun. For me personally, like the type of gamer I am, I want to play Call of Duty on this. Something like that. So guess what? When Steam dropped the Steam Deck,
the ability to play your PC games anywhere you want on this handheld device,
I for sure dropped money on this. Let's just say I can't eat food for a couple of weeks, but it was definitely worth it. But then it got delayed to like next year, so I was starving. So this is the package that it comes in. It's kind of ghetto, but wow, dude. The inside is kind of cool. There's all these different languages that I can't read, and there's this paper, a bunch of different languages, and it just tells you a bunch of stuff you should probably know about the buttons. Now for the juicy part. Let's take out this little box. We're gonna look at this blue box. I'm gonna grab my key, cut it open because I don't know where my box cutter went. Yeah, watch me struggle. Yeah, baby. So inside it comes with this really beefy USB-C charger. I learned that you have to use this in order to play the device and charge it. The one USB-C that your phone has is probably not good enough. And now we're gonna get to the best part. We're gonna look at the Steam Deck itself. But first, let me look at the box some more. Make sure I didn't have any rebater here. $100 or something. What I just find interesting is that packaging, man, the effort they put into the inside, but why is the box so ghetto on the outside? I have no idea. Every language except Tagalog, the Filipino language. I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't see any Filipino language. Nice. Comes with a very spectacular case. It says your games are going places. And that's what I'd like to see. There's something preventing me from opening the case. See, there's this kind of funky device here that I don't know how to open or if it's openable. So I googled it real quick, and you can just cut it if you want. It's not really important. It's just so you are the first person to see. This is for your eyes. Your boy doesn't have a box opener, so he's just gonna use this nail cutter he found in the closet. Just gonna clip that part right there, and there you go, baby. It's gone. There we go, baby. Look at that. It's already collecting dust because my room's dusty, but look at that. Such a beautiful, beautiful device here. So you have to pull from this tab to actually get it off because it's kind of awkward to kind of grab it by the screen. But that pull tab is there, so it's easier to get out. And wow, dude. First impressions, this feels pretty good in the hand. It really feels like a controller, and you can kind of see me there. Macros in the back. You can see it's made by Valve. The buttons feel really good. Like it's very similar to console quality, that's for sure. Comparing these two directly, look how massive this one is. Look. If I put this behind the Steam Deck, you wouldn't even know it was here. He's just creeping back here. Obviously, this is going to be lighter, but if you want to game consoles portably, that's a sacrifice you're just going to have to make with this. The size really doesn't bother me, but to some people that are used to the Switch, it might take some time to get used to. The battery life on this thing will depend, especially of what game you're playing. Let's say I'm playing Elden Ring. This thing drains battery like no other. I was running the game maybe around 30 FPS, console level, and I could see that battery going really fast. But other games, let's say like GTA 5 runs pretty good. Like, I feel like that's the most battery efficient game I've had here. And honestly, it just depends. There's a lot of settings you can turn down to make sure that you're saving as much battery life as you can. But on average, I could say I spent 2 to 3 hours comfortably gaming on this. And for Elden Ring, it's probably less than 2 hours. But for what this thing is trying to achieve, I think they really nailed the mark on battery life. And then let's talk about the screen. The screen is actually pretty nice looking. It's not the best. It's 1280 by 720, and that's perfect enough for me to play games. I know there's some drawbacks. Obviously, this is not going to look like the best, but it's good enough for what you're trying to do. And the screen gets really bright. Look at this. Like, if you're playing this outside, you can definitely do it. I've tried it, and here in Vegas, the sun's really brutal, and it's still able to play outside. What's cool about the Steam Deck is the buttons. The buttons are good enough, just like picking up a controller. The macros they added are pretty neat. I haven't been used them yet, but I'd rather have them not needed than needed not have it. The only drawback is if you're a claw player like me, you might find the controls a little bit awkward because the controllers were designed for a person that played standard. But for me, I got used to playing this way and it was a little bit awkward. Fast-paced games like Wolfenstein or Overwatch, for me as a claw player, let's just say I was disadvantaged from the start. But if you're playing single-player games, games that are just chill, casual, you don't really need to worry about that. As for performance per game, it depends again. If I'm running Elden Ring, obviously I'm not going to get the 60 FPS, but GTA 5 maintains a constant 60 FPS, and it looks fantastic. I will say the only games I've tried on it were AAA games that you can find on the console. It runs pretty smooth, but I'm not really sure how PC-specific games would run. Just like Civ 6, I have no idea. You're going to have to try it on your own, or you could ask me in the comment section below and I'll make a follow-up video. If you're wondering what these fat pieces are here, they're actually a little trackpad basically. Look at that. You can actually map it to certain things. For example, you can use this as your right camera button or camera joystick. And this one you can use for the down D-pad. I haven't really played with the settings, so I don't know how customizable this is, but it's kind of cool. I like it. This specific one has a scroll feeling. You know the scroll wheel you have at your mouses? They managed to replicate what it feels like to scroll on this, and it's kind of cool. You can also press down on the button too, so you can do that. So one thing to make note of this device, it does get hot. Luckily, where you put your hands here, it doesn't really get hot, so they managed to get a good job of that. The only place it really gets hot is right here, where the top vents are. These get pretty hot. I'm very convinced you can cook an egg on top of here if you wanted to. The screen does get really hot, but not as much as this top vent. This is what you probably notice when you pick one up. One thing Steam highlighted too is that this is a small PC, so you can use this as a computer if you'd like. That's the Steam on PC, I don't know what you call it. But you really could install things like here. I haven't installed any mods in here because I don't know how, but it's possible. You have access to this. It's not really Windows or Mac or anything. I heard it's Linux. I've never had an experience using Linux, so I guess. I don't know. So overall, after playing with this for a couple weeks, I am very happy with what they've made. And I'm going to be very upset if they make a better model next year. That's for sure. But for what product they have right here, I'm very satisfied. Buttons feel good. Games run well, run okay sometimes. But they really set out what they wanted to do, which was basically put the PC in this small device and so you can take it anywhere. So the Steam Deck really is portable. Technically, but if you're trying to fit in a slim backpack, it's not going to fit as well. You're going to fit anything else but this. And you can't really put it in your pocket, so not really as portable as you thought. But hey man, it's gaming on the go, what I've always wanted, so they achieved it there. The Steam Deck is still developing every single day. There are updates, so this thing is getting better and better every single day. And ultimately, this was way worth the money I dropped on it. The only thing I'm upset about is the calories I lost, but it's okay. I will gain them back shortly after playing this for a couple weeks. If you want to see a full review of the Steam Deck, let me know. Comment down below. While you're there, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And subscribe if you want to see more content from this channel. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video, okay?